Guys, welcome to my next YouTube video, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through my training split. Now I'm going to put this as hybrid in the concept of CrossFit and running. Nothing more, nothing less. Obviously CrossFit is strength training, it's also being able to do high level skills and all sorts, so you can class it as hybrid, but I'm separating CrossFit and running. That's how we're going to do this. So first things first is I use a calendar. In this case I just use the one that's on my phone. It's free. Why not? It's easy access. I press on the button, it's here, I can do it. So as you can see, the first thing I do is I put in my weekly shifts. These are things that are non-negotiable that I have to go and see, do calls or go to work. From there I can then plan the rest of my week. So I start with that, I put that out for the week. And it's done, it's over, I know exactly what I'm doing at those times. Next thing that I do is I put in my gym times. Because the gym is only open to personal, for me, training between 6 o'clock in the morning and 9:30 and then 4:30 to about 9. It's important to have those in first because I can't just go when I want, I need to pre-book them. So I tend to put them a couple of days in advance if I can. Sometimes I book them same day if something changes, but I put that straight on the calendar so I know what I'm doing. Once I have my gym, my work times in, I also run 3 times a week. So I pop them in for a Wednesday, a Friday and a Sunday, just so there's nice plenty of recovery. I don't feel like I'm running every day. It doesn't feel like a chore. So it's only 3 times a week. I pop them in sensibly a couple of hours after work. It means that if anything's got my immediate attention, that can be moved because that's set by me. And then from there you can do what I do, which is I put in what productivity is, or I put it in orange, the things that I've got to do. So if I've got to do laundry, I've got to help somebody, stuff like that, that needs to go into the calendar. I block that out, so that's what I'm going to do for that hour. I put in my notes, little tasks. Sometimes I write it down instead. I tend to do that the day before or the day that it's on, so I know exactly what I'm doing that day. I found it really helpful. So I do Metcons or CrossFit classes on a Monday, a Wednesday, Thursday. I only do one on Friday. I never do a CrossFit class on a weekend. So I know those are the days where I'm in the class environment, I'm talking to people, putting some effort into whatever the gym's programming is, and that's blocked on. So I tend to do a 9:30 classes on a Monday and a Wednesday, and then a late evening one on a Thursday. Alongside that, I also do Olympic weightlifting class on a Thursday morning at 9:30. This is before work, so I train snatch and clean and jerk. Occasionally they throw in stuff like technique drills or some squats. Tuesday afternoon I tend to do gymnastics class. It's not gymnastics as in cartwheels, it's more calisthenics if you like. So might be working on, so we've done pull-ups and handstands in the last 2 blocks. I believe the next block is dip work or ring work, so something a little different. It's something that's done under the instruction of a more advanced coach than I am. So I may know how to do things like pull-ups and stuff, but CrossFit, kipping, butterfly, whereas I know strict. So it's a good way to develop things, and it's quite fun. It's quite fun, I do enjoy it. So why am I doing more time than that? Well, I also try to do open gym after gymnastics on a Tuesday, to try and do some more open gym on a Thursday night. Typically it's more social. I have a mate I hang out with, but now we're starting to train during that hour. It depends on how killed off by the CrossFit class I am. And then on either a Friday or a Saturday, also another session in the open gym. In those sessions it'll be working on my own strength sessions, so this could be back squats, split jerks, whatever, because at the moment I think it's my weight that is holding back my CrossFit capacity. So you'd think between open gym, CrossFit classes, gymnastics and Olympic weightlifting I'd be done, but unfortunately not. I'm also in the concept of hybrid running. So I've chosen 3 days a week, because if I do more than that, it's going to start conflicting with these classes. I'm going to be tired, it's going to be extra stress on top of work. it's just going to be impossible. I walk everywhere I go anyway, so it's really important to take care of my body, have active recovery. So I run on a Wednesday, which is typically intervals, Friday, which is an easier run. Sometimes it may not be, but typically it's an easy run. And then on a Sunday is either a progressive long run, conversational, easy run, whatever. It's just a nice couple of extra miles in at the moment. So you may be asking yourself, how is this not overtraining if you've got like 15 hours of training in a week and working all this time? Well, Sundays is only the long run. That is done whenever I want. It's 2 hours of work and then I can just run whenever I like. Nutrition, fueling, tracking that as much as I can, trying to make sure that I'm somewhat round maintenance calories, keeping my 50 kilos. I recover. I do mobility. I do stretch out once in a while. I'm working on rehabbing my knee because for the last 4 or 5 months I've had multiple problems since a fall. It's a lot of work, yes, but I also have a passion for it. I also want to be a PT. I'm working on the business alongside. It's busy, yes, but it's worth it because I get to do what I enjoy every day. See, that's the thing, I don't need to train all that time. If I was to just train casually, I'd probably only train 4 times a week. I'd probably do 2 runs, 2 strength sessions, or like CrossFit if you like. It's more than enough. I don't need to go to the gym for 4 hours a day, but I enjoy it, I like it. And even with the class environments, there's warm-up time, there's cool-down time, there's time where you're socialising, so it's not like an hour full-on running around. It's just more chill, and my runs aren't that long. I'm slowly building volume in that area, testing how I feel, going by heart rate and feelings. It's a lot better that way.